Here's Everyway Woman.
Different opinions, great conversation. This is the art of the Everyway Woman. Welcome, ladies. I'm here, Jasmine Moye, and the London Games are over, but we are still talking about the Olympics.
It was such an exciting time, wasn't it?
It really was. How has it affected you personally?
Well, the women rocked it, and I am so proud of Gabby. I love Gabby.
Gabby.
Yep.
Now, the women did take 75% of the U.S. medals. I mean, what does that say about our women? This generation is so strong, so powerful.
Well, I think even more, though, I was just listening to an interview with Misty May, and she was talking about it's not even just right now, it's all the way back to, you know, Title IX, coming in, and that's really promoted women's sports. And, you know, so you really have to go back and give credit to the people who made that happen, and that is why women are rising up today. They were given the opportunity and the chance.
But what's odd is that there was actually sexism going on with some of the reporting during the Olympics, and you had the situation on the airplane where the Japanese and the Australian women were in standard class, whereas the males on those teams, you know, were in first class. So you had some
does that have something to do with their sponsors and
or their
the amount
culture,
of money
probably.
they have?
The culture.
culture.
Because you have
Just
a
the
meshing
culture.
together of cultures, and some of them are very sexist cultures. But, you know, you can see that women are moving forward, and you can see
But they're
things
still
happening.
ring second class? I'm not okay with that.
Well,
Well,
I'm
that's
not,
a whole.
but
That's not our country. That's a whole different country. It's
Yeah.
still not good, but you know, the countries all over are coming forward. I think there was a woman from Saudi Arabia, was it? That was the first time she was competing. A woman was competing. So, you know, seeing our success is helping other people rise
it's
too.
good too because this is something that girls can do. Now girls can go and play sports. Now girls can get money for sports. They can get sponsorships, everything. So this is good for women financially.
Well, speaking of that, there was a lot of drama. TMZ released that Gabby's mother had just claimed bankruptcy. And I also know Ryan Lochte's parents were in a lot of financial trouble. So I don't think it's really fair that they're airing all this dirty laundry, but at least it's giving these women the chance to have some
Well, yeah,
financial
and it shows people too what the family puts into these Olympic athletes.
Absolutely.
It is so expensive, and what these families have to sacrifice, not just the athlete themselves, but the family. Swimming lessons, all that's expensive.
And it shows that regular people can go on to win gold medals and be successful because these are just regular families that have problems like every other
everyday
family.
problems.
I definitely found it inspiring. I know a lot of people were like, "Oh, why do we have to dig up that garbage?" But you know, those are the stories that make up these Olympic Games. You know, it's not just everyone who's rich and famous and they go on and you know they have these great careers. They're regular folks who put in day to day and sacrifice everything to get where they're at.
Oh, I am most definitely proud of our ladies and all of you American athletes. Thanks for taking us to so many great wins. We'll be back after the break.
Stay with us. We'll be right back with more Everyway Woman.
So we can't seem to stop talking about politics, but are we still really interested in this election? Let's have an open dialogue. Charlotte, what do you think? Why is it so important?
Well, obviously it's important who's the president, but it is a little tedious because it goes on for such a long time, our election process, and it's kind of all about sound bites. It's all about, you know, saying the right thing so that the people in your party will still support you rather than actually being honest and truthful. I think it's difficult. And even Paul Ryan recently, I mean, he's been told kind of to be quiet by the Romney people and not talk about anything controversial, not talk about, you know, Medicare, but just talk about milking cows, which is controversial to me, but obviously not to other
runs
people.
through his blood, right?
Why, of course it's so important, but why is it so important to women, this election, 2012?
It's very important because women were struggling financially. Everyone's struggling financially. Also, too, we have to remember as women how lucky we are that we can vote. Because I get tired of people saying, oh, it's all the same thing, this and that. No, we have a right, and we're very lucky that even maybe you don't like the candidates, but at least you have a chance to vote.
And you should vote for a third party or write in a name rather than not vote at all, because I don't think we're ever going to get away from the two-party system and have additional parties unless people actually step forward and make those
You
votes.
can vote for Roseanne Barr. I think she's running.
She is.
these
She's
well,
running.
which I'm not sure she's going to help the women vote. But you know what? The hard part with the Romney and the Ryan pick is that obviously he looks great on paper, and he looks like a little mini me with Romney there. They look like a buddy team.
One's great on paper, one's great in person.
And sort of.
I think
but
so.
Who is speaking? I mean, on the other side, same thing. You have two men. So who is speaking to the women?
The other thing
here?
that gets me kind of mad too about the Republicans is it seems like they keep focusing on vice president's looks. Like they did the same thing with Sarah Palin, and they're kind of pandering, I feel, to like a 1950s woman mentality. That, oh, we're gonna like Palin because she's a soccer mom, or we're gonna like, Ryan because he's got great abs and he works out.
Just like Palin. I mean, basically they both kill animals, which of course I don't support. But all those people that are, gun advocates are probably going to say, oh yeah, I like both of them because they're going to support my
Ryan is a man of substance. I mean,
yes.
No one's going to take that away from him. The other side is not taking that away from him at all. Yes, he looks great, and that might have been, what pushed him over the edge. The hard part is, though, he might look like the better presidential candidate than the real presidential candidate. And that's the reason why they're telling him, hey, you know what, don't talk too much, give the glory to Mitt. But Mitt has a hard time proving himself. And I think the hard part with this choice was Mitt was already going to get the base vote, because it was going to be the anti-Obama vote. And I don't know if he's going to reach out, if he's going to get the Latino vote with this pick. I don't think he's going to get the women's vote with this pick, and that's the hard part.
Well, he thinks he's going to get Ohio, definitely, with this pick.
It might seem cliche, but every vote can make a difference. Ladies, don't forget, let's get educated, make sure to vote. We'll be right back.
Stay with us. We'll be right back with more Everyway Woman.
So the world recently bid farewell to Helen Gurley Brown, the original Cosmo girl. What do we think? I mean, the first Sex and the City woman, is she an everyday woman?
Well,
yes.
You know what I love is that she was apparently wearing miniskirts into her 80s. I mean,
yes.
That is really impressive
and
to
heels.
me.
If they're age appropriate. I don't need to see all that at 80.
She died at age 90, but many parts of her were not actually 90 years old.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought that was funny.
Well, I'm inspired.
Well, she changed, because of Helen Gurley Brown, Everyway Woman, we can do this show. She made such a huge deal. In 1965, when she took over Cosmo, the women's magazines used to be about nothing but recipes and how to clean the house. She was like, okay, you can be an independent woman. You can be into your own sexuality. Here's some positions you might like. So it was...
Well, that's when she wrote the Sex and the Single Girl book.
Yeah, and honestly, I mean, for me, I'm, kind of a conservative person, and that makes me blush. I don't really need to see that out there, but it's kind of like Madonna. These people are, they push it forward so far, and then it allows us to make some steps forward and feel like, oh, well, I don't have to feel shy. At least I'm not doing all that. I'm not wearing a cone bra.
She also said controversial things that kind of go the other direction, because I remember when the Clarence Thomas issue came forward, she said, oh, well, that's nothing. Women just like male attention. It should, you should be happy about getting it. I mean, obviously a lot of feminists weren't happy about that kind of a comment.
And she also said, good girls go to heaven, bad girls go everywhere.
Yeah. So that's why she's way out there, but it allows us to make our own steps forward.
And Cosmo was a great magazine. Cosmo was responsible for getting me through puberty, because I learned how to walk,
some wonderful
makeup,
I learned how to
everything.
kiss right in Cosmo. It could be a girl's Bible.
I guess maybe I need to read it now, because I still need help in some of those
Well, they still have
things.
the same articles, so they have not changed their articles.
Them.
They recycle. What's your favorite Cosmo article you've ever read?
I haven't read one since I was like 18, but I remember, things like quizzes, like, how happy are you? And I love taking those little quizzes. I don't know why, but I always did that.
I was not allowed to read Cosmo growing
weren't
up.
even
I was
allowed
not
to?
allowed
You
to
need
have
to
it in my house.
Go
What
get
is your
yourself a
favorite
copy.
article?
Well, I think all of them. I've learned a lot about being a woman through Cosmo, through all these magazines, and of course here on Everyway Woman. We'll be right back.
Stay with us. We'll be right back with more Everyway Woman.
So, coming soon to Saudi Arabia, the world's first women's-only city. We have to put this on a 2-minute blast. Ladies, would you ever live in a female-only society?
No.
I mean,
But
I
why?
had trouble when I was in school. I mean, there was a guy that I liked in school. If I knew in advance he wasn't going to be there, I didn't go to school. Like, he was on the wrestling team, so sometimes he had to miss like a Friday. I go, there's no reason to go to school. So it was that
How
motivating
did you get
for
through
me.
all those
I
years?
know.
I did very well because this guy was in my class or in my school.
Does he know you wanted to be
Yes, everybody knew. It was highly embarrassing.
Let's take a step back here and think, though, that there is a lot of very educated women in this, Persian territory, and this is the first time they're going to be able to work.
Well, for them, it's good because I was
Yeah.
in the Middle East. I was in Kuwait for a while. And when you're a woman, you go to the bank, wherever you go, you don't have to wait in line. All the men move out the way because you
Really?
can't. Yes.
Really?
But,
Yes. They even have
honestly-
female-only malls out there.
But honestly, the hard part is, they're never going to change their society by doing those things. It's not about women having to play second fiddle and moving to their own little area just so they can start getting ahead.
Are
to
they
change
really
the
getting
culture.
ahead? They're just being separated.
No,
from
I
it
don't
at
think
the
that's
end
true.
of
I
the
think it
day.
actually is a step forward. And I think what's going to happen apparently is there are going to be men working in this city. It's
Yes.
not going to completely be all women.
Someone has to watch out for these poor women.
But I think that at least the women are going to be able to dress the way they want a little bit more. They're going to have more freedom to be in different professions, and I think it inches them forward. So I actually see it as a positive thing, and if I lived there, I would definitely be for it.
Because
It's not like
sometimes
I
you
live in
need to get
America
away
that I
from
say,
women,
no.
from men.
Well, at least we feel like women are moving forward, even
Hopefully.
if they're
But
moving
it needs to-
apart.
it's-
We'll be right back. I can't believe, honestly, though, I would never.
If you were in Saudi
girl,
Arabia,
school.
you'd probably be ecstatic about
Yeah,
it.
if you were in
Oh
Saudi.
yeah, of course.
Stay with us. We'll be right back with more Everyway Woman.
Welcome back. So ladies are making money on their own terms. Independent contractors, do we think we can really make money? We all know a few of them, right?
We like consultants, you mean, like
Consultants,
Mary Kay.
freelancers.
things like that. I don't know. I'm actually really skeptical of them. I was invited recently to a party. I went to this jewelry party, and everybody was very into it, but me. I mean, I'm just going, everything was overpriced. I could get something better at Macy's.
But it's not really about the product. Why are so many women doing this? Why are
Because they
drawn
want to
it?
be entrepreneurs and they want to have their own business and make their own calls. But the thing that, with the Mary Kay and Avon, sometimes the hard part is they're not. They're just trying to make ends meet just the same as anyone else. They don't get to call the shots necessarily. And it's a tough business.
Well, they
so
do get to make their own hours. And
Yes.
it is a good outlet for women who are looking
And
for a
Mary,
hobby.
there are
and
people who
Mary
can succeed. Yes.
Kay started it so that women could always have something to do. She was out of work for a while, so she started this company so women could be independent and make their own money. And if you're a go-getter, you can do it. The people that do make the money, when you see them they have so much life in them. They're like
and
on
there
top.
are women making money from other women that they're building.
I
up.
don't know. I have friends who do this, and one of them is really a go-getter, and I'm telling you, it's like she's lucky if she breaks even. I mean, most of the people I know who do this are like way in the hole. So I don't know anybody who's successful, but this girl is really a salesperson, and she still has not made money, and she's been plugging along at this for like 10 years.
But have you noticed, though, too, that your friends who are these salespeople, that becomes your friendship with them? I feel like they're always kind of trying to get in the sale.
Yes.
Oh, hi. I've got a lipstick that would have gone really great.
I don't
with
even
that
have to
dress.
talk
It's
to her
like,
on the phone anymore.
Oh,
It's
I
always
know.
some kind of sales pitch.
Yeah, or you have people just call you up out of the blue. Oh, that. For prepaid legal, people always call me. I guess they think I need legal advice. They're always hitting me up.
No, but it is a nice option for women who need to make their own hours to have the ability to make their own money doing
Well,
these
and
things.
again, like looking back at history, these are the women. Maybe now it's a little bit of an outdated system, but these are the
You don't
women
want
who
your
showed
pink
other.
Cadillac?
I did not have
And
the Cadillac.
Tupperware.
I would like
But
it better.
they paved the way for the rest
If the
of us.
products were cheaper than they were in the store, since they don't have the overhead of the brick and mortar store, then it would be easier to go out and say, would you like to buy it from me? You'll get it for less than you will if you go to the department store.
Absolutely.
And then people,
And
it'd
we
be
were
easier
at-
to sell, and people be able to
And
do
we were
better
at
with
the SoCal Natural Beauty Pageant, and we met a girl named Teresa. She was selling paparazzi jewelry. It was only $5, and she started a whole little network in Orange
Why
County.
is it women who are doing this, though? I don't see many, men doing, hey, I've got a watch. Buy this watch for me. Or selling
They
men's
are in the
belts.
alley.
Yeah, they're not in the alley, but I wonder why it is women. I mean, women are reigning in that department. Where are the men?
Well, I think they have their other, you know, they might be able to get ahead in the corporate culture, and this is a way for women to feel like, okay, I'm not really getting ahead in the corporate world, you know, the men's club, but here I can make it my own, you know.
And women, we're more social. You know, sometimes like if a man comes, maybe, like even as a salesperson, sometimes I feel like, he's a little too aggressive. As a woman, you're just more social. It's just
a little more
easier
nurturing. We can talk.
It can be girl talk, yeah.
No generalizations, please.
It depends on the woman.
Well, some of us are different.
We are all the same.
Well, I'm just saying that, you know, I like a man's approach, actually. I mean, I don't really feel that women are, you know, that I'm going to be more receptive to a woman selling. I'm not going to feel that, you know, men are not as good to talk to at a party. I actually gravitate towards men.
Well, we know you're
a big old flirt, Charlotte.
You didn't even go to school unless there was a man there.
I know. You got to watch out for this
It is
one.
very true. Man or woman. We'll be right back with more Every Way Woman. Stay tuned.
Stay with us. We'll be right back with more Every Way Woman.
Well, we may have won a lot of gold, but we're not all gold diggers. Nike struck up a lot of controversy with this new t-shirt. Have you seen it, Sunita?
I did see it, and you know what? I think they could have just had it be a successful campaign. They maybe put Olympic logo there, put, you know, gold medals, something so you could say it was with the Olympics. But just in general, just to have gold digger
I think it was cute. I think it was a good idea because it was like being sarcastic, because it was saying, okay, here's women, you know, supposedly we got to be gold diggers and this and get a man with money. This was like, hey, I am digging to get me a gold medal.
I'm digging for my own gold.
Yeah.
I like it too. I think it's adorable. I think it was a very good ad. But I do think that they should have made them for men as well, just so it would be a little less sexist appearing, you know? So I would have rather.
Yeah,
thought
but
it
it
was
wouldn't
funny.
have been as funny, I think, because men don't consider themselves as much of gold diggers.
Some
right?
men are in LA, especially.
There's a lot of
I've
men
had
sugar
some
mama.
gigolos in my life.
Yeah.
I actually have.
Wait,
to watch out for you.
Did you just say you dated a gigolo?
No, I didn't date. I met a few gigolos in my life.
I've met a lot too, but I don't
Well,
have enough
hopefully you
money
weren't
for
digging
them.
for any
Well,
gold.
I lived in Las Vegas, and so they actually were some back in the 80s in Las Vegas. There were
There's a
men
lot
who
of them.
went out with wealthy women because they were wealthy, good-looking young men, went out with 60, 70-year-old women. Yeah.
I hope. Well,
That's
and
why-
were they wearing that shirt, gold
didn't
digger?
have gold digger.
Exactly.
That's why
And
I
would
like
they
that
want to wear
shirt.
that
That's
shirt?
why I will be glad when the show hits, so when I get to be 70 or 80, I can have me a gigolo.
We all can have our goals, right? Some people want
definitely
gold
buy
medals.
I do think it's interesting, though, and the bigger picture of this is that they are making fun of this in a sense. You know, that this negative term that, you know, has been applied to women, they're bringing it to light, and they're making light of the situation.
I think it's just so, I mean, I understand, you know, it's kind of an empowerment feeling of like, hey, you know, we're going to go for gold medals. I like your twist on it, and that's how the pitch was sold, and, you know, they went ahead with it. But I think for women, you know, we're just starting to make our way and like really, you know, be consistent in getting up to the top
away
levels.
from those stereotypes.
Yeah, and we just don't need that dragging us back.
The shirt is supposed to start a conversation, and it also started a conversation about Nike and about the whole issue. So they succeeded.
And didn't they have to put that shirt away in the drawer? You know, I don't think that they're going to have that out there. It's limited edition, correct?
That's probably why it's going to be worth so much more money.
Well, I
really
guess
smart
that's how you're
marketing,
going to go
right? Gold digging, more gold digging.
And now we gotta find somebody to buy me that shirt.
If it's made out of 24 karat gold, maybe.
Gigolo can buy it for you.
Otherwise, you might put it in the back.
Would you wear it? Really? Would you wear something
I
like
would
that?
not wear it because even though I get the play on words, you know, as a woman, I just don't want that associated with me in any way.
What about those other things, all the logos that are on? Like
I don't
Nike,
wear
like
those. I do not wear those either.
I don't wear logos in general.
Yeah, I'm
Very
not a billboard.
I just don't like it. I think it's tacky.
I do too.
I don't like them in general.
I liked the Nike one. I thought it was awesome. And I need someone to buy
So
me that
you're
shirt.
comfortable in advertising that, just
Yeah,
gold digger,
exactly.
I'm working
I think
for
it's
it.
cute. I think it's really
Yeah, I think
cute.
it's cute though. It's a cute play on words, and it was clever.
Yeah, it is clever,
support
but
that.
I wouldn't wear it. Would you wear that?
And then too,
I don't think I would personally wear it.
but
I don't wear a shirt that just has a Nike logo. Because to me, that's a logo. I don't like
People
logos.
are already looking here as it is. I don't need to give them any reason to read my chest.
They're going to pay me for that, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you're a good gold digger. It's been fun. Thank you so much for watching Every Way Woman. We'll see you next time.